You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. John Lennon clearly didn't have Jurgen Klopp in mind when he wrote those famous lyrics, but having heard what the Liverpool boss came out with at the weekend, he could well have done. SunSport columnist Ian Wright achieved legendary status at Arsenal back in his playing days. After seeing another lead blown, this time against Chelsea, and another late goal conceded, Klopp was asked why his side couldn't kill off a game. His answer was that the day any of his teams resort to cynically seeing it out will be the day he stops being a manager. Having seen how often Liverpool have let it slip after being in front, Saturday was the fifth. I'm not sure how many fans would agree. We're not talking cheating here. We're talking basic game management. The ability to run down the clock in a professional and organised manner. Jurgen Klopp's latest comments were those of an idealist after his side blew it against Chelsea Willian snatched a point for Chelsea late on at Anfield on Saturday. To me, Klopp's words were those of an idealist. Great in theory, but not practical at all, not if you want to win things. It smacked of him trying to mask his team's mistakes and embarrassment through his principles. And I don't believe him for 1 minute. Fantastic training. Liverpool hand trials to 2 goalkeepers. Are you telling me if Liverpool were in front in the dying seconds of a game to win the title of the Champions League, he wouldn't want them doing everything to see it through? I'm sorry, I'm just not having that. Although I wouldn't believe it from any of the managers, apart from Pep Guardiola really. He's the only one who will clearly not compromise what he does and what he wants. We've seen that with his work at Manchester City. Even there, Pep may have a philosophy of how to win, but he won't not win because of his philosophy. Klopp has tried to cover up his side's deficiencies with fine words, but can anyone seriously take on board what he says here? Liverpool 11 Chelsea Willian gives Blues late lifeline after Mo Salah opens scoring against former club Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola is one manager who will not compromise on what he wants. Jurgen Klopp has tried to cover up Liverpool's defensive problems in his post-match interviews. George Graham ensured his defence at Arsenal was well drilled, which brought huge success. This is the man who said he could produce a book on defending in 2 hours, but they are still leaking plenty of stupid goals. Maybe he should sit down and start writing. In my days under George Graham at Arsenal, and long before I got there, the mantra was that you start each game with a point, so if you don't concede, you always get something. Me and Alan Smith, or Paul Merson and Kevin Campbell, would close down defenders, give them no time on the ball. It made it hard to get the ball to midfield, and if they went long, the defenders were in position to head it away. 1 Register for Sunbets here to bet £10 or more. 3 Sunbets will stick a £30 bet in your account. Claim your free £30 bet check out this new sign-up offer from Sunbets. Keep updated with the latest transfer news from the Premier League and around the world in SunSport's transfer blog. Eventually, as the game goes on, it becomes increasingly difficult and frustrating for opponents to make any headway. It's just being professional, putting the ball in channels the opposition don't want, just basic game management, an area where Liverpool have failed time and again. Let's be honest, if John Barnes had run the ball to the corner in 1989, Michael Thomas wouldn't have scored that goal and Liverpool would have won the league. If Mikel Antonio had done it at Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace wouldn't have got the draw recently. Farhad Moshiri is having huge problems on the other side of Stanley Park at Everton. The romantic notion of David Unsworth being in charge is not working. Ian Wright was writing exclusively for SunSport. Liverpool have blown it through basic mistakes too many times, and no words from Klopp are going to change that. It's not been too clever across the city at Everton either, but I still think that job is an attractive one. Farhad Moshiri has an absolute bundle of money. They have too much talent to be in that position for too long. It just needs someone who knows what he's doing to shake it up. It should never have rambled on for so long because the romantic notion of David Unsworth stepping up clearly wasn't going to work. The problem Everton have is they must do something right now, because if this goes on much longer, they'll be hunting a manager to get them out of the Championship. Weekend Roundup. Watch the best Premier League action from Saturday and Sunday.